Rachel and Nikki from the Stitch Sisters here, and we are bringing you the 4th instalment in our mansewing series. Mansewing. And this time we have moved on to shirts. So in our previous 3 videos, if you click on the link above, it will take you to the first in the series. We focused on, still on the top half, but we were looking at basic t-shirts.
Yep.
Then we looked at t-shirts with variations, so plackets, so buttons and
collars,
so the Henley and polo shirt variations.
Yep.
And then in our last one, we looked at sweatshirts and hoodies.
Yes.
But this time we have moved into our favourite territory, which is all about shirts.
We love making shirts, don't we?
Love it. It's just
all about the plackets and the cuffs and the collars.
Yeah.
It's great stuff.
I just think if you really love sewing, then making a shirt is a really joyful thing. Because usually you're working with fairly stable fabric, cottons and linens and chambrays and that sort of thing.
Yes.
So, you know, it does what it's supposed to do. It's very reliable. But then there's lots and lots of details.
Lots of top stitching.
Yeah, lots of opportunities for nice sharp pressing, and it definitely makes us very happy making shirts,
makes me happy.
Yes.
I read top stitch all that you've just sewn and I go, yay, top stitching.
Yes. So when we decided we were going to do shirts, we wanted to pick 2 shirt categories, and we've gone for a short sleeve shirt in this video, and in our next video we'll be bringing you long sleeve shirts.
Yeah, more formal.
Yes. So I wanted to do a camp collar, and by that I mean the collar that rolls out, so it looks like a little lapel, so it doesn't button up all the way to the top, but it has a lapel underneath the collar.
Does it still have a collar stand?
No collar stand. The collar gets attached directly on. Yes.
It's not making it stand up then.
Exactly. Sometimes it's called a rolled collar, but usually it's referred to as a camp collar. And the reason why I wanted to make that is because there's a big trend in menswear at the moment for Cuban shirts, Hawaiian shirts, and they all have that kind of neckline. And ever since I watched Queer Eye for the Straight Guy, I was totally obsessed by Tan, who in every episode was wearing an amazing camp collared shirt. I thought definitely need to make some of those.
Lovely.
And so I used the Negroni pattern by Colette, or Walden actually. Their menswear pattern series is called Walden, but technically it's Colette.
It's Colette, yes.
And I had actually bought that pattern intending to make it for the next one. I was going to use the long sleeve shirt because I wanted to do an Oxford style shirt for the next one. And I was looking everywhere for a camp collar, trying to find that style of shirt, and then I realised that is what the Negroni is. Collar. So I decided to use that one for the short sleeve instead, and I come up with something else for the next one.
It's a much better fit. We did find another big 4 pattern, a few big 4 patterns with the same style, but they looked huge.
They did,
didn't they?
They did. But even then, you know, you can size down, you can use a favourite shirt as a reference and everything else. But I just thought I've already got the pattern, so there's no point in me paying for another pattern if I've already got one that is perfect for the job. And I looked on Instagram and I saw a few different variations, and I thought, this one's definitely going to work.
Excellent.
So I used a lovely, quite fancy Atelier Brunette viscose fabric.
Oh, lovely.
And the reason why I wanted to use that, obviously from Minerva, all of our fabrics in these series have been provided by Minerva.
Yes.
But there's one called Moonstone that you must have seen everywhere, which is the navy one that's got kind of sort of dark brown and cream sort of splodges on it, or marks on it. Everyone's seen it, and I love that, but they didn't have any in stock at the time, so I thought I'd try one of their less known ones. And so this one is a black background, and then it's got these blue circles on it that have lines in them, hash lines in them.
It's lovely, actually.
It is lovely. It's not something I would normally go for, and it's probably not something that he would ever have picked, but I just thought it would lend itself very well to that style of shirt. When it arrived, it looked slightly different, so it's interesting. It's an interesting colour illusion, because the blue on the black actually makes the whole thing look purplish. And purple's not a colour that he would necessarily choose, but he does really like the shirt.
Yes.
So we'll insert some pictures of him wearing it now, some footage of what he looks like in it as I'm talking about it. So the pattern itself, I went for a size large.
Yes.
So size large is supposed to be for a chest 42 to 44. He's 40 so right in the middle. The finished garment measurement were 46. So I thought actually you don't want that kind of shirt to be too tight. So I did go for the large. In hindsight, I think I should have gone for a medium, because he does prefer a slimmer fit on everything. And I think this is definitely more roomy than everything else that I've made him up until now, or that he would have chosen. So I may well run it in again. Also in the pictures, the way that he would choose to wear it is for the sleeve to be rolled up a couple of times.
Okay.
Obviously I wanted to show you exactly what it looked like as it was made, so we haven't done that. So the sleeve does look quite big on him, but once it's turned up it probably won't.
Yeah.
So in terms of it being perfect for sort of warmer months where you do definitely want a looser fit, then I think it'll be perfect for that.
Because you could wear a t-shirt under it still and stuff like that.
I don't think he would wear a t-shirt under it. I just mean that it'd be more roomy, let the breeze circulate and everything. So I just think for warmer weather in that sense. But yeah, I don't think he's really one for layering shirts and t-shirts necessarily. Although it would work well for that if that was somebody else's style. But overall, I think it worked out well. The pattern itself, it has very good explanations, good instructions. There are a couple of fiddly bits. I would definitely say it was an intermediate pattern. So the thing I love about shirts is that every pattern you read will give you slightly different instructions. And you could ignore them and just use your standard shirt construction techniques and it would work. But I love learning new ones. And this one had a couple of steps in it that I thought, oh, I've not done that before. So I really enjoyed making it. The only variation that I made is I decided to add the patch pocket, but I didn't add the pocket flap. And this shirt has the option of pocket with flap. It also has a variation for pockets on both sides, and I just went for one side and no flap. So overall, thumbs up.
Lovely. Will you make another one?
Yes, I think I will. I've already got 2 other fabrics actually that are earmarked for those. I am going to size it down and I'll go for the medium. So I've got one that's got tropical palm leaves all over it.
Lovely.
And I've got another one which is a floral, but it's a cream floral on a sort of stone colour background. So it's quite a subtle floral.
Lovely. Nice.
Yes.
Well done. Well, I made a more traditional short sleeve shirt with a proper traditional collar and just basically like a dress shirt but with short sleeves is what I went for, because that's the kind of thing my husband likes to wear. I did use a traditional shirting fabric from Minerva, which was lovely, really light. It's really beautiful to the touch. It was a very unusual colour. Now I've got a lot of threads and I have a whole rainbow colour of threads and I couldn't get a blue to match this blue because it's quite a dusty denim-y blue. So it's not bright blue.
Almost like a stonewash
It's not light blue. It's not dark blue. It wasn't any of the blues that I had. So I ended up going with white, but it does have white stripes down it and it does have this green as well.
I love the green in it.
I didn't have anything to go with the green either. So, and I wasn't sure if green top stitching was really where my husband wanted me to go. So I went with white.
We've got to ease them in gently.
Yeah, exactly. And it was a really nice construction. It has it's this pattern I'll show you. It's from this book, which was recommended to us, The Gentleman's Wardrobe. And it has everything from pocket handkerchiefs to jackets, trousers, wallets, everything like that. And they all come, you get pattern sheets in the back of the book that are not too scary. They're all colour coded and they have it tells you what pattern pieces they're for on each piece.
They are overlapped, aren't they?
They are overlapped, so you do have to trace it. But it's not too bad. And once you do it once, you don't have to do it too many times.
And if this is your first foray into man sewing as well, then you may well find that you want to trace off a different size next time you make it. So it's not a bad thing chasing it off.
It's not a bad thing. So and that's the shirt that I made. So this is the summer shirt in the book. It actually has a long sleeve version as well. So it has all the instructions. So the long sleeve one is that one. And it's just exactly the same, except it's got a longer sleeve and it's obviously got a cuff and things like that as well. And it came together really nicely. The instructions were really, really good. I did it all without any problems. It came together quite quickly. I added the pockets because I wanted to play around with the stripes, and I thought it would be something which would be quite a lot of fun. And a lot of my husband's shirts, he has a pocket on a short sleeve shirt, so I thought it would be fine. He thinks the pocket is too big. He also thinks it's too high. So if I did another one, I would either leave the pocket off completely or I would just downsize it and move it slightly further south. So I think that is something that you have to be aware of. Perhaps look at shirts that your partner already has or who you're making for already has, and try and figure out exactly, according to the collar, how far it comes down, and that would be where he would like it. And it just comes a bit too far up. But it's not too, it doesn't bother him. I said I could take it off, and actually he's living with it.
Yeah.
He really likes this. He's already asked for more, and if I can tell you quietly, because it's his birthday in a few weeks, I've already cut 2 more for him.
With pockets in the right place.
Well, I'm going to leave the pockets off on these ones. One's just a plain black linen one, so it's a linen with Cupro that I've bought, which is beautiful. And then the other one is quite a big check.
Yeah.
But a summer check when you be going off to a barbecue, that kind of thing. So I'm going to make 2 more, and I think I'll make loads of them. The book is brilliant, so I would really recommend that. The only thing I would say is check sizing before you buy it. It doesn't come in a very big range of sizes. I think it's small, medium and large is what it comes in. So you won't, if your husband's small or if he's very big, you may not get the pattern in it, but you could use it for a base and you could grade up if you were capable of doing that. But I think it's quite a good base for people to start with, because again, you've got a capsule wardrobe in one book for £10, something like that.
Yes.
So it's not too bad.
I'm just flicking through very quickly to see if I can find for you what that means in terms of chest. So a 36 to 42 inch chest.
Yes.
So the large would be pushing it even for my partner. So I think you definitely, if your partner or who you're making for is on the smaller side, then you'd be alright with that sort of thing. Yeah.
I think I made him a large. I can't actually remember now. I'd have to go back to the pattern to find out, but it is a little bit on the roomy side, so there may be a little bit of extra ease in it. It's not a tight fitting shirt by any stretch of the imagination, but I think it's just for that kind of weight, for a summer shirt with short sleeves, it's comfortable. It's not, exactly. He doesn't want them tight anyway. So.
And I think there's a theme running through all of these projects so far, and that none of them have been 100% perfect just yet. And I think that there's something to be learnt from that, because man sewing is different. You're fitting for someone else for a start, and you're fitting for a completely different type of body shape. And if, like us, you've only ever sewn for yourselves, then obviously you've got new things to learn. And so we're just seeing this whole process as a bit of a journey, really. So each thing we make, we're learning something new. We're learning about sizing, we're learning about technique.
And fabrics as well. And sometimes fabrics aren't always exactly perfect for what for the projects that you're making for, even for ourselves, but it's more tricky for men. Because I think we're not getting a lot of input from the other side as to exactly what it is that they want, because they don't really understand to look at a piece of fabric and to imagine it as a pair of trousers or something like that.
But they're also not used to just imagining what they want, because as sewists we have the luxury of just coming up with crazy ideas in our head and then making them happen.
Exactly.
And they're not used to that. They're not able to go, oh, do you know what I'd really like? I'd like a bomber jacket, and I want it to be in a denim blue, and I want it to have rainbow cuffs and
oversized and all this. They don't think about things like that. You know, my husband, no word of a lie, has one time he went shoe shopping and he handed the lady in the shoe shop his bedraggled shoes and said, I'll leave them with you, and he walked out wearing the new shoes. So that's as much, that took about 5 minutes. That was it. That was in and out. So this is what we're having to deal with. So I think you can put your own spin on it, and you can, but I think it has to still be within their realms of safety, something that they would wear. If you want them to wear it, that's the thing. So it has to be worth your while for everyone concerned.
Absolutely. I should mention, I did make a small error on my shirt, which I didn't actually realise until he went to put it on for the first time, and went to do up the buttons and went, oh, the buttons are on the wrong side. And I just went on autopilot. I'd stopped following the instructions at this point, and I hadn't transferred markings for buttons and buttonholes, because I don't usually. I just go ahead and do what I normally do, which is exactly what I did, except for he's a man and he's used to having the buttons on the other way around. So I've told him no one would notice, and I genuinely don't think they would, because I don't think unless you're a tailor, you're not going to be looking at someone's shirt and going, oh, your buttons are on the women's side. But it was just quite amusing, because he was all fingers and thumbs doing it up, because it just felt really weird.
That buttons is another thing, actually, because I bought a variety of buttons for shirts. So I bought 12-15 buttons in a pack in various different colours, and I put these buttons on the shirt, and then they're white buttons, the right size. I thought it was all fine, and my husband said, he said I'd like better buttons next time, because I think to him they're too white. They look maybe too much like craft buttons. Yeah,
possibly.
And he's used to shirt buttons.
And a lot of shirt buttons are kind of pearlescent, aren't they?
And they're
not
small,
solid
they're
colour.
very small, and they're usually quite thick as well.
Yeah.
So they're quite chunky, they're about 3 mil thick or something like that. So the word of advice I would give everyone is, if you want to make shirts, when your husband is getting rid of shirts, cut those buttons off.
Keep them.
Keep them, because they're so difficult to find.
Yeah.
They really are difficult to find, because I've been trying and trying. But so when you're recycling shirts, cut the buttons off and then put the shirt in the recycling.
And coming up next, we're doing long sleeve variations. So I'm going for sort of an Oxford style button down shirt. I'm
doing a traditional kind of work shirt.
We've been doing roundups for patterns, and I think because obviously a lot of patterns, it's up to you whether you do short or long sleeve shirts. So this week we won't be bringing you a pattern roundup. No. We're going to save that for next week after we've shown you our long sleeve variations, and then we'll do a roundup of all the shirt patterns at once, because then you can decide whether you want long or short or casual or smart. Exactly. That's all about the fabric you choose and the way you choose to sew it. So we'll be back soon with a new video all about long sleeve shirts, and in the meantime we will leave you with some prancings of the male variety.
Fancy! They're getting rather good at it, if you noticed. See you next time, guys.
Bye.